Good morning, Coach. We're here with Coach O'Neill, head women's soccer coach at SVSU. We've got 3 games to talk about the last couple weeks. Go ahead and talk a little bit about the match against Ferris.
The game against Ferris was a tough loss for us, obviously ending in a 2-0 defeat. First half, we did some really good things. Were in our middle to attacking third for long periods of the games. Had 2 or 3 very clear-cut chances, but unfortunately didn't capitalise on those chances. And the second half was a little frustrating for us, knowing that we kind of expected Ferris to respond and change their game plan and maybe up their intensity somewhat after how the first half played out. But we didn't respond to that, and unfortunately, a couple of mistakes led to some pretty easy finishes for the Ferris girls, and obviously they ended up leaving with a win. So a frustrating loss because we know they're a very good team and obviously recognise it around the region and the nation. And again, we did some good things to prove to ourselves that we can match them and better them for large periods. But again, came away empty-handed. So. Something for us to think about, and if we were to meet them again in the postseason, maybe adjust a couple of things with how we approach that game from a holistic point of view. But yeah, it was a tough loss nonetheless. But again, we were able to bounce back against Northwood University the following game, which is always, like I said in my pre-game interview, that it was going to be a tough game based on the local rivalry and the fact that they're a very good team now. I mean, Chelsea's done a great job as a coach, and we knew we were prepared for a tough game, and it was exactly that. So it was great to get back to winning ways. It was a scrappy game. The girls dug in and played a 90-minute game, which was great to see. And again, to leave with a shutout is always a fantastic feat against any opponent in the GLIAC. So. Mixed emotions for that weekend. 1-1 could have been 2-0, but it is what it is. And again, we're 3-1 in conference, so we know we're in a good position.
Now, this past weekend, we were on the road against a nationally ranked Ashland team, and it was a very close match. Just talk a little bit about the gameplay at Ashland.
Yeah, so Ashland was, again, another very good team. Again, a very well-coached team. Taylor Clark, obviously, is a SVSU men's soccer alum. I know him very well, and obviously we've had some battles over these last couple of years, and it was another game of that nature. They're obviously on a high and lots of energy within their camp. We came in and matched their energy and intensity from the get-go, and it was a back and forth game. It was really a back and forth game through the middle thirds each direction, and unfortunately again we came away empty-handed. They were able to capitalise on their chances, and again, something that we left Ashland, Ohio a little bit frustrated with was, again, we weren't able to capitalise on ours. But as frustrating as it is, like I said, we're 3-1 in conference. We've obviously got a tough run of games coming up to finish the season, but there's something in me, and again, I'm portraying this to the team as much as I can, that it's a special group. We are hanging with the best of them. We are outplaying the best of them. We are doing some really good things. There's just a couple of outlying factors that we need to maybe just button up and sharpen up moving forward. And again, there's no one in this conference, no one in this region really that we should fear. It's going to be on the day, and if we turn up and do the right things, then we compete with anyone. And these last 3 games have proven that. And again, we haven't had all wins, but we know from a player-to-player standpoint, from a team-to-team standpoint, we can win any game we play.
Now, you mentioned that we have a tough weekend coming up with games against Northern Michigan and Michigan Tech on the road. So go ahead and talk a little bit about the UP trip this weekend.
Yeah, really, really tough trip. The UP trip, in my tenure here as a coach, it's always been a very tough trip just based on the environment that you head into. Obviously, it's going to be very cold, very windy. 2 teams that are, again, blue-collar, hard-working teams, and we're expecting, again, another tough weekend. So we've done some great prep work this week. Obviously, it's been a little bit different with the game on Saturday, so we've had an extra day to prepare for this weekend. And we know we've got to go out there on Friday against Northern and take control of the game early. take control of the game early with our quality, with our possession, but also with our defensive intensity and our energy, especially defending from the front. So our game plan won't change. We would like to assert our authority and impose ourselves on the games as quickly as we can. And we're hopeful that we can leave the UP on Sunday with 2 wins, and that would again put us in a great position of 5-1 in the conference. And then it's all to play for from then on out. So one game at a time. Don't get me wrong, but we know that this weekend is huge for our GLIAC championship aspirations.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.